What's up, my moon babes? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be getting into what it's time to walk away from as a new cycle starts, as a new cycle begins. If you would like to go ahead and just pause and take your time to pick your groups, that is fine, but I am going to get into the breakdown of this reading. So let's get right into it. We're going to start with the cycle, the actual cycle that needs to be walked away from, the cycle that you are going through. We're going to get your energy, the advice, of course, and the actions you need to take. Yeah, I want to see. It's kind of, I kind of left this a little vague just to see, but I feel like it's going to get a lot deeper than my outline. Of course, we have the nitty-gritty, the tarot, naturally, always. So for my group ones, we do have a charm, two charms actually. We have a leaf and a cardinal. When I first saw it, I thought about like a bird on a branch or something in the forest, trees, nature. For my group ones and for my group twos, we have an elephant. Take your time, pause, and meditate. Do what you need to do to pick your groups. And then we're going to get right into it. The timestamps will be in the description box below. We'll go ahead and click your links, and I will see you guys in the next clip. Hello, my group ones. If you chose this leaf and this cardinal, then this reading is for you. I did write down some channeled messages on here as I was kind of meditating and channeling over your cards. So, for one, I heard the song Working Out by 𝖳𝚑𝚒𝚑. Specifically the beginning. I heard the piano really strongly. Some of you may play an instrument, but also the lyrics. Take my heart, don't let me break it in two. I'm sure that, just listen to that. I really feel like it's significant because it came at me kind of strongly. Then we have Crossroads. I have the colors pink and red, and I also have quarters. What all these kind of coming out, maybe something didn't work out with someone around like Valentine's Day, or also something didn't work out with a business idea, business collaboration with people. Maybe you have like a quarter of an investment or a quarter of ownership into something with someone and it just didn't work out. But yeah, we're gonna get into this reading. We're gonna see what this cycle is for you. Let's put these aside. Alrighty, so as for the cycle, we have Horse. For your energy, we have Eagle, Wisdom, Freedom, Loyalty. Seek wisdom and balance, but don't sacrifice. Seek wisdom and balance, but don't sacrifice freedom. And then we have Advice, Tenacity, Burdock. Don't know if that's it, but it's burdock root, I believe, or just burdock the plant. Tenacity. Then we have Actions, Unfinished Symphony, and By the Book. For Horse, I do want to get into the book for that one, but I kind of want to read the energies first. As for your cycle, I kind of feel like you're just going, like you're moving forward. Steadfast, I heard. You're moving pretty steadily, or you feel steady, but at the same time, maybe you're moving so fast that you can't feel steady. Like you can't have that stability you're looking for. Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Then we get into Eagle, Wisdom, Freedom, Loyalty. Seek wisdom and balance, but don't sacrifice freedom. That kind of gets into what I was saying earlier, like about the something not working out. Maybe you were the type of person that's willing to sacrifice your time, your freedom, your just different parts of yourself that probably you shouldn't have for the good of others. And I kind of feel like you're like the type of person to receive a gift that you don't really like, and you'll be like, oh, you shouldn't have. And you're trying to play it off as nicely as you can, but it's like, really, you shouldn't have, but you don't know how to really say that. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't know how to really set boundaries, but also you I want to say this is what this cycle is teaching you. So you may be in an all like I need to free myself type of energy. I need to learn from these lessons. I need to break free from this BS. Even if you're not fully in this energy, you're not consciously in this energy, maybe you're starting to feel like, you know, I'm going to start setting boundaries with people. I'm going to start showing my tenacious energy. I am going to read the book on that horse because I want to know what that steadfast energy is. Yeah, I kind of want to read it before I get to the action. So, okay, I'm kind of understanding this just from this message right here. I'm actually going to turn back to the original just in case some of you wanted to read this. And then I'm going to go to the message I'm going to read. Alrighty, it says, break out from your daily grind, shake off routines for a few days, feel liberated and free. Horse stands for energy, youth, intelligence, but she/he works, works also as a soothsayer and a magician. When you get this card today, look for good omens the universe sends your way. From the breakout from your daily grind, shake off routine for a few days and feel liberated and free. These cards are kind of giving the same energy. The cycle you're in is teaching you to free yourself from the routines that make you, that really, I want to say they don't benefit you, but they kind of just aren't benefiting. Like, they're not pouring into you, maybe. Like, your cycle's your routine, you're going to work every day, coming home, doing just making dinner, going to bed. You know what I'm saying? Like, having that same routine every single day, maybe. It's just a lot. And well, it becomes a lot. You get used to a routine, but then it becomes a lot. And now is the time to really just walk away from that. And maybe not so walk away from your job or walk away from your relationship, but walk away from the steady routine of always feeling like you have to be this way. It's okay to change up. It's okay to switch things up if it's not helping you grow. If it's not catering or tending to the person that you are now. Excuse me. And with this tenacity card, I kind of feel like Spirit is like, you have the tenacity, you have the strength, you have the courage to get through all of this. Like, to break these cycles, but also 𝚊𝐴 change and face change. Because you have a lot you want to do with yourself. Why sacrifice your time, your freedom, your wholeheartedly? Like, yes, you can do that wholeheartedly for the people you care about and maybe a job that you really like doing, but why do that if it's constantly taking away from you? Take the time to also pour into yourself as much as you would to help this company or this person or just anybody, because I feel like it's any relationship in your life, because it's a cycle. With the actions, Unfinished Symphony and By the Book. It's funny because it's 10 and 11. This kind of is giving me, it's time to really acknowledge like the Unfinished Symphony, acknowledge this continuation of a cycle, acknowledge where you need to start showing up a little differently. What's not working out for you anymore? What actions aren't pouring into you? Where aren't you feeling free in your life? You know? By the book. I kind of feel like it's you finally going by your book. Like, you finally finding your tenacity. You tapping into it. Because I don't think you're finding it. I think it's already there. But tapping into that resilience and tenaciousness of yourself and harnessing it wholeheartedly and not really just going back and forth, you know, because you want to sacrifice so much, or you want to help someone so much, or you want to give so much of something because you're like, oh, I can't let this be. This kind of feels like oldest child energy. And that's why I kind of feel like I was thinking about the bird on the branch earlier, because it's like, have some idle time. Take some time. You are always in a horse energy, but also take the time to relax, drink some water, chill. Yeah, okay. Let's get some tarot. Relax, drink some water, chill, vibe, watch movies. Don't be on your phone for the whole day. It's like literally start doing things differently. The things that you like really willing to do, like if you literally want to chill on your couch for a weekend and do that for the entire weekend, do it. Like even though it's something that you've had on your mind for a while, but you just haven't done. But it's like, oh, I'll get to it this weekend. I'll get to it next weekend. I'll get to it the end of the month. I'll get to it in the middle. So, you know what I'm saying? Like you'll continue to get to it. But no, actually do that and see how restorative it is for you. Restorative it can be for you. And kind of find the moment where you're taking control, I guess, or realizing you're in control. Because I feel like a lot of you are like, well, I have to do this. I have to. No, you have the bandwidth, and I'm going to keep saying tenacity. You have the bandwidth and tenacity to get to also make time for you. Like, honestly, it shouldn't even be a question. Let me be honest about that. It shouldn't even be a question. But you have to tap into your wisdom and the relationship and the loyalty to yourself and ask yourself what you need. You have the Emperor in reverse. Smooth these a bit. The Emperor in reverse. Oof. The Hermit. Actually. Hierophant. Okay, it's a lot of cards. It's 8 of Cups. I'll keep that in mind. The Death card in reverse, okay. And it flipped in reverse. And then we have the High Priestess. I kind of knew the High Priestess was going to come out. It's funny because the High Priestess and the Hermit, no, the High Priestess and the Hierophant came out. I can't speak. It's like I'm a little nervous to start your reading. I don't know why. It's like maybe you're nervous to come out your shell, but I knew the High Priestess came out. It's funny that the Hierophant came out as well, but in reverse. I feel like there's a lack of balance here, and you being in this cycle is at the center of it. And maybe it started with you feeling like just not being in control. Like I was saying earlier, the feeling of, okay, I have to get all these things done because I have to get all these things done. I can't control that. I have to. It's like your actions are dependent on the cycles in your life and the routines in your life. And sometimes you forget about yourself in that routine. Sometimes you forget that you have a limit. And maybe you reach the point of where it just feels so repetitive and it's muscle memory. But it's not really fulfilling. It's not really you feeling in control. And maybe you've gone into quite a shell. And this card did come out kind of like this, but I turned it upright. You've put yourself in quite a shell, I feel like. And that's not really what you need. And maybe you feel that you know this, High Priestess, but you putting yourself in a shell and kind of getting off the beaten path. That's confirmation now. And anyway, yeah. Threw me off. Anyway, yeah, putting yourself in a shell is throwing off. It's just a balance that's just being not completely thrown off, but it's why you're so thrown off. Why you feel like, okay, I am in a cycle. It's funny because it's the Horse card. Like, this is the year of the Horse. This is the time you need to start doing the things that you want to do, achieving the goals that you want to go after. But it all starts, because I feel like the Hermit can be a good energy, but also with you being in the hermited state because of you kind of, I don't want to say feeling less of yourself, but kind of feeling, well, let's say yourself, and just not really feeling in control. And that putting you in a hermit mode, your I don't feel like your insight is biased or just put into one lens. You're not really seeing the entire perspective of it all, because I feel like taking this Emperor in reverse out, you could be in a really good introspective understanding energy, which I feel like you're a person that kind of knows yourself really well. But for this to be the origin of you kind of going internal and it being a cycle for so long, it kind of feels like, okay, there is no balance here, it's just me doing. But in all reality, it's the third coin. It is a balance that could be there, but you have to choose it. You have to step out of the cycle, even if it feels wrong. Like, you have to step out of that routine one day. Maybe if you're in class or if you're in school, maybe skip class one day. If that's absolutely needed, then do it. Like, if that's absolutely needed, then do it. I was a college student once. I skipped that class. I feel like you're the type of person that really sets themselves up in a good way. Maybe like I said, at school, like, you know you do the work. You know you have good grades. You know you're passing. You know you can miss a day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and for a job, you've done everything for this company. You put in so much effort. You put in hard work that others have not, and have sacrificed a lot for this company. But are you going to continue to do so without pouring into yourself? If it's something you love, are you going to continue to do, if it's like a job you love, if you love learning, if you love school or whatever, although you love it, do you love yourself more? You know what I'm saying? Like, are you going to continue to pour into it while you're not being poured into, or are you going to have a balance? There has to be some type of balance here. Okay. Hey, you guys, that was your reading. This is actually a really good reading. I do feel like I was feeling nervous when I first started this, because you're still trying to find your way. You're still like kind of walking through the dark with your candle, trying to use your intuition as a beacon, but you know exactly what to do. Trust that candle. Trust what you see. Although you may not see the whole picture, it's okay to trust the unknown a little bit. Free yourself. Go buy your book and tap into your tenacity and understand it a little more, and realize that, hey, this has been there. This has always been there. I am super duper resilient. I have the tenacity to achieve my goals and be me wholeheartedly 100%. But yeah, my group ones, that was your reading. This was a really, really good reading. I really enjoyed it. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading, you can go ahead and click the description box below. If this is where I leave you, that is okay. I will see you all in the next one. If you like my energy like I love yours, bye. Hello, my group 2, who said he chose this elephant, and this reading is for you. I did channel some messages before I started your reading, so we're gonna get right into it. The first thing I heard was old school cookout music, so that's really, really specific. Maybe you are, I want to say, maybe older watching this reading, or you may have like an old soul, or people may have said that about you. You recently went to an old school cookout or a cookout where they're playing like old school music. Yeah, something with their energies there. But then we have closeness of family and friends. I did feel that when I felt the cookout music energy. Time, running out of time. You may be like one with that energy, and then wisdom runs deep. All of these kind of feel intertwining. Like, you are now valuing the closeness and the time that you have with your family and friends. And also valuing that time. For wisdom runs deep, some of you may be thinking about like your familial values, where you came from, your ancestors, things of that sort. Some of you may be really, really wise. For some of you, I also heard some of you may be mothers. With this elephant, I was kind of feeling like a mama elephant type of energy, really protective, really just wise above her years. So let's get right into this. Let's get into your cycle, the cycle you are currently in. We have return. There go those ancestors, huh? Your energy. We have will, communication, empathy, intelligence. Use your emotional intelligence to enhance your communication skills. And then we have sun, passion, power, positivity. Remember to be joyous and have a positive outlook on life. For your advice, we have brighten. A lot of bright yellow energy here. And that's calendula. I think that's how you say that. Calendula. Isn't that marigold? I believe so. Ooh. And then we have your actions you need to take to be fair. I'm gonna put your charm in the middle. Okay, I'm gonna read on your return card in a minute, but this does feel like the ancestors are there. With this spiral in this card, it kind of feels like maybe you've been going through a cycle and now it's time for your ancestors to step in. Also, with this being return, you may keep returning to things that may not be good for you, or you just have a habit of doing so. It kind of feels like you just keep returning to people, to any type of emotional attachment is what I feel like. Because when I read your energy, it's communication, empathy, intelligence. Use your emotional intelligence to enhance your communication skills. So maybe it's like you are wise beyond your years, but you have the tendency to like go back to what triggers you emotionally, maybe. Passion, power, positivity. You may be, I do want to say, like, you may be like a naturally just joyous person. Like, you may just be like a ball full of sunshine, is what I heard. Like, you're just a naturally bright person. You brighten up the room when you walk in. Some of you may be fire signs with all this yellow I'm kind of seeing here. But because you're such a bright person, it's like you have a lot of energy to give. But some people may take advantage of that energy and that emotional intelligence, or lack thereof, even if you do. I don't want to say lack thereof, because I do feel like it's there, but your niceness is what gets them. Like, your niceness is what people feel like they can take advantage of. But that forefront makes people feel like you aren't emotionally intelligent, maybe. But maybe because you care for people, the people in your life so much, you continuously go back to whatever you're returning to. Go back to them, go back to the same old habits, go back to allowing them to treat you as such. And it may not be a terrible thing, but it may not like the worst thing in the world, but at the same time, it may be a cycle that is kind of stunting your growth. For your advice, we have brighten. I feel like I really like this advice because it's kind of like continue to be you and with your actions, but I'm kind of getting ahead of myself speaking. My mind is moving faster than my mouth, so I kind of trying to do this. Anyway, I like this because it's like continue to be you, continue to be your bright self, but with your actions have a bit of a backbone. Didn't want to say it like that, but it is what it is. Have a bit more of a backbone. Be fair. Use your wisdom. She has an owl above her head in that card. Use your wisdom to its fullest advantage. And let people know, like, this is not where this is going. Have that balance. Don't continuously give your niceness to people when you know it's not being returned. Is that fair? Is that fair to you? Is that fair to the relationship you have with yourself? Because as much as you are being this nice and then being this bright for other people, that energy needs to be poured into yourself 10 times, tenfold. And you need to start kind of setting boundaries with people who don't respect that. Start using your wisdom. Start using the knowledge that you harness, the knowledge that you hold. And that's in all aspect aspects of your life. I don't know what's been going on with my throat chakra lately, but it's been quite fuzzy. I don't know. Anyway, maybe that's what it is, your communication skills. Like, and also I want to say with your communication skills, you may have a hard time communicating how you're feeling because you don't want to hurt the other person's feelings, or you just don't want to start something. But you can't really think like that. You have to start setting your boundaries. All right, let me read on return really quickly. Here is the passage. I'm not going to read it out loud. I'm kind of understanding just how I read this, how I understood this. They may be accurate on the you may have lost someone, and that person may have told you things and taught you lessons that you're currently not really living by. Maybe you think about that. But on the other end, I feel like this is also a cycle that you've been in of trying to return back to yourself, trying to get back to you, trying to fully understand you. But maybe you get distracted by trying to figure someone else out, or figure everybody else's life out, or help everybody else before you help yourself. And it's like, how can you find you and how can you return to you, I want to say, because I feel like you've distanced yourself. But even then, if that is a journey that you need to focus on, I feel like you keep trying to focus on it, or you keep trying to like get back to that place, but you turn around and you're like, okay, I keep ending up back here. Or you have that comfort zone that you end up being. Maybe it was with a person, maybe it's in a relationship, like I said, but you find a comfort zone, and it's like, no, you need to stop that. You need to stop that and start setting boundaries. Or maybe you can be in your comfort zone for a little while, but you're gonna have to set up a boundary. Maybe when you do set up boundaries, no, stop going back to that comfort zone. Stop being so comfortable where you are. It's time to return back to you. And that is also what I wanted to say about if you did lose someone, if you lost an ancestor. I was saying ancestors earlier. You lost someone and they told you things and taught you lessons and showing you different perspectives of the world, and you know these perspectives, but I feel like you aren't really living in them. You aren't using that intelligence and that wisdom to its fullest potential. I don't feel like you can completely turn it off. You can't just not use it. But I feel like you're kind of trying to find loopholes and ways to go around things to stay in a comfort zone. And we can't do that, guys. We can't stay in those spots, in those areas. Continue to be your brightest self. Continue to... I just feel like you have to allow yourself to feel that brightness at times. Like, maybe, I'm not saying you don't feel it, but although, yes, you light up a room, you may not feel it. And I feel like it's kind of like that most times for you. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But although it's like you're okay with that, but you're really not. You need to start really tapping into your own energy and finding that brightness within yourself, and finding what triggers that brightness and that energy of happiness within you, you know? Not just on the outside. We have Judgment in reverse. My two cards. We have the 4 of Coins. We have the 7 of Rods in reverse. 5 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Coins. Queen of Blades, bottom of the deck, and, well, that's upright, excuse me. We do have a lot of reversals here. Alrighty. Okay, I feel like you haven't gotten over something with this judgment here. Like I said, some of you may have had an ancestor that passed that you were close to and gave you really good guidance and just life advice, or maybe they raised you. When I look at this return card, it's kind of like your ancestors are screaming like, hey, and maybe this one specifically, like, hey, you need to get back to what I've been teaching you. You know what I'm saying? You need to stop holding on to, maybe you're holding on to that pain, that hurt, and you're not really making a judgment to deal with that. Maybe you're not making a judgment to really deal with that emotional burden. And that's why this card says use your emotional intelligence to enhance your communication skills. And that's also within yourself. That's also breaking barriers within you and understanding I need to feel these emotions to understand me more. I am in it's like you're getting further away from your center, from you. And now it's time to return. It's kind of what your spirit guides and ancestors are saying. It's time to deal with it. It's time to make that judgment. It's time to take your voice back, is what I heard. 4 of Pentacles, 7 of Rods. You holding on to, like, I really want to say pieces of the past. And I don't want to sound rude or mean or anything, but I feel like your ancestors or whoever you was close to is feeling frustrated with you. Like, okay, you can't keep holding on to pieces of the past. And I just heard, I know that does not seem fair, but it's time to be fair. It's time to do this for you. Okay. 7 of Rods in reverse. It's time to kind of stop fighting it. And I know that's really easier said than done. And maybe some of you have had like a Queen of Blades, like a cold streak. Maybe you're just like, nah, this is how I'm going to get through this. So like I said, you might bright up a room, but mentally you do not feel you're at your brightest. Spiritually, you do not feel at your brightest. I really do feel like this is a message for someone who has lost someone or something really, really close to them. But it's like it's time to put down the fight. It's time to put down the I don't know what the word what I want to say is. Here's the 7. Oh, okay, great. Justice. It's time to listen to both. It's time to find a balance. It's funny, to be fair, Justice. Like, it's time to listen to your heart and your mind. Although your heart may be hurting, what is your mind saying? What is a logical thing to do in this to heal your heart, to help heal your heart? Although the steps at first may be painful, you'll start to understand the pain and get used to it, I guess. It's never set out it was a good thing, or I'm not trying to rush your healing or bypass anything, but it also is kind of giving, it's time to heal, deal with your grief. I want to say deal with your grievances. Maybe you and this person didn't have a good conversation before they passed. Deal with your grievances, but also try to take baby steps with this healing process, but keep taking them. Even though they're painful, keep taking those steps. Even if they are baby steps, keep taking those steps, because in the end you'll feel way more, I don't want to say fulfilled, but better. You will feel better. You will feel a little more of the brightness, you know what I'm saying? Although it does not feel, I don't know what the word I want to say. It's a deep energy, because you can't really tell someone how to deal with grief. But yeah, I'm not here to tell you how to deal with it. I'm here to advise you. I'm here to guide you. But this reading does feel kind of like a push. Even when you're not ready for it, you don't even see your potential. And I want to say the potential that your ancestors are seeing and that they know what it can turn into. Like, they know who you are. They know your potential. They know, and you know it too. I don't think this is new energy. You are this King of Coins, but you're reversed because you're not really feeling like it. You're holding on to things that no longer fit this version of the person that you are now. And it's like, it's okay to put down those coins. Like, it's okay to heal your heart. Can I have a clarification card for this Five of Coins? I don't want to say like healing some type of abandonment, because maybe somebody left, you know, you can still grieve someone if they just left you completely, but or maybe like they feel dead to you. But it's acknowledging that, but also realizing you're not always alone. You always, your ancestors are there, even if they don't feel like it. At times, or if you lost somebody, you know, they're not here physically, but they are here in the spirit. So I really do feel like this is a healing of abandonment, kind of. Even like if you did lose somebody on the physical realm, you may feel abandoned or feel alone. Two of Rods, yeah, but it's also time to move forward and build new connections and learn from this. Take those lessons with you, not carry it as a burden. Use it to grow, you know, and to work on yourself. And you're going to have to continue to work on yourself. It's going to take some work, but you can't hold on to pieces of the past without doing so. What's this King of Coins for our last card? Oof. Two cards. We have the Six of Blades and the Queen of Cups, Queen of Elixirs. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. Looking at these cards, this kind of feels like, yes, you lost someone, but it may not be in the I just heard the movie Cross in my head. Me and my boyfriend have been watching that, but this energy does feel like that. Maybe you lost someone, not to his extent, because he did lose his wife, but maybe that type of energy that's that close, you know. You may have lost your wife, but also you may have lost, it doesn't matter your gender, but you may have lost just your significant other, whoever you may be. And it's like, it's really hard to get over, but if you don't, you cannot live at your fullest potential. And that's quite literally what's going on in this show right now. It's kind of funny, but you cannot live to your fullest potential. You cannot really be this King of Coins upright. And it's so weird that I heard you'll start taking advantage of yourself, your own wits, your own knowledge, your own, it's like you're not utilizing it. It's like, what, I hate saying this, Spirit, oh my God, what a waste. What a waste. But maybe it's like, for your energy, I don't care, but relax and actually ground yourself while you're going through this grief and these feelings of heavy emotion. And even if you don't know how to be this King of Coins upright, some of you may be earth signs, even if you don't know how to be grounded, stable, handling business, balancing things and staying grounded in it, even if you don't feel like that, fake it till you make it. Even if, like I said, baby steps, even if it's for 10 minutes a day, you go to work for 2 hours a day, or, you know, tending to something you love, or you and this person did together, or just even regular, like, everyday life, because that heartbreak and loss in general is painful. Take baby steps. Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck. Oh, and Strength. And Eight of Pentacles and High Priestess. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful ending to your reading, you guys. Everything is moving how it should. The Wheel of Fate is moving how it should. It's moving for you. You have to just move with it. You have to keep pushing through. You have to find your courage, find your wisdom. Some of you may be a fire signs. Some of you may be Leo specifically, with all the yellow and the sun. But yeah, use your courage, use your tenacity, use your just fighting spirit, even if it's a little bit, and you only feel it a couple minutes throughout the day, or when you do feel it, it's time to get up. It's time to get up and get going and start pouring into you. Like I said, baby steps, but then that will start turning you into a what's the word, well-oiled machine. You'll start to get used to moving though, and just moving for you, and not constantly thinking about someone else and how this made you feel when you were with that person, and how that made you feel, or this is what you know what I'm saying. That's constantly not always beating yourself up mentally in that way. It's going to be a work in progress, but it's going to be something that you really grow and feel fulfilled from. And you know this with this High Priestess. You know this. You know how to move forward. You know what cycle you need to break away from. That's why you're in this reading. I feel like this is my spiritual pal. Yeah, this is a good reading. This energy is getting really, really deep. My head is starting to hurt. But, you know, I still love you guys, and that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, you guys, that was your reading. I feel like I will say for you all, book a personal reading. Whoever sees the group 2, book a personal reading, because I do feel like personalized guidance may be needed, especially with this type of energy. But yeah, you guys, I really, 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 really hope this helped. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. If you would like to book a personal reading, which I think you should, I highly advise it. Go ahead and click the description box below. My link is down there. This is where I leave you. That is a-okay. If you like my energy like I love yours, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.